Hello, divine creations, divine marvels, infinite, blissful consciousness. Thanks for dropping by. Um, I just got my all-time favorite question. Um, Someone asked, what about Zen? Less blah, blah. They only put two blahs, but I want to put a third one in. What about Zen? Less blah, blah, blah. More direct experience. I love it. Thank you. Um, so, so first and foremost, if Zen works for you, go for it. If less blah, blah, blah works for you, go for it. The thing is, you say you're wanting direct experience. I mean, the thing is, do we want direct experience or do we want eternal experiencing? Meaning, do we want to have a spiritual experience or a direct experience, or do we want to enter into eternal peace that doesn't end? Zen, so I just have a little concern with the word experience. And Zen has the reputation of being this direct path without any study, and it's actually not accurate. If you go to any Zen center, or I haven't been to a Zen monastery, but I've been to here in my town, we have a traditional Zen center, and yes, they do have events where you just sit, and they have rituals, the ringing of the bell, lighting of the incense, bowing to the bodhisattvas, and they also have scripture study. So, D.T. Suzuki, who's the most famous Zen practitioner here in the West, anyway, he was a very learned scholar. So, yes, Zen seeks to go beyond the mind to a direct apprehension of reality, which I believe is the definition of Satori. But to say that there's not blah 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 in the Zen tradition is it's certainly a stereotype. I don't believe it's a very accurate stereotype. And all I can say is just speak to my own experience. My own experience is I've had lots of direct experiences. I've had this idea of dropping the mind is both true and dangerous. It's very true that ultimately what we're going for is beyond the mind. And in modern circles, there's this idea of just drop the mind. The thing is that instruction doesn't create a sustained, it'll create a temporary experience. It'll give you a direct, just dropping the mind, like drop the mind. Like you can have a direct experience, but we're not, non-duality isn't about an experience. It's about an eternal experiencing. And such instructions like drop the mind, don't think, that doesn't lead us back to didn't lead me back to a lived experience of the eternal truth. And if Ramana Maharshi was still in a body and I could go be by his side, then I wouldn't feel the need to study because I would just be immersed in that samadhi, and he would just give me directly personal pointers on the let go of attachment to results, or da-da-da, or da-da-da, da-da-da. I would just be guided. But that's not the situation I find myself in. And so the blah, blah, blah for me is essential, absolutely essential. Ramana basically said there are ripe souls and there are not so ripe souls. The ripe souls, they don't really need to effort, and they definitely don't need to study anything. The souls that aren't so ripe, years of strenuous practice. And because we've been given such a distorted version of non-duality in the West, I'm currently finding study like life-saving. absolutely life-saving. So, and last but not least, I'm not an expert on Zen. So I know some basic facts, but the thing is like most things as Westerners, we've been given these little morsels or tidbits about Zen. But I haven't read it, but there's a book about a Westerner. I think the book is called something like Sit, Eat, Sleep, where for like a year he was in a traditional Zen monastery, and that's basically all he did. He sat, he ate, and he slept. Now, that may be a path to permanent awakening. I don't know. I haven't looked at it enough. I can't say, but that's um, like if you feel drawn to that, then go for it. Absolutely go for it. I felt drawn to it sometimes. I think if I was disciplined enough, I would have surrendered to something like that. Except I've recognized the need for to have the relationship with the teacher is so key to me, and I just haven't. I'm not aware of a Zen teacher. I'm not drawn to any particular Zen teacher. So sorry you don't like the blah blah blah, and the blah 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 is currently rocking my world, and hearing it's not rocking yours. Thanks so much for dropping by.